All right, guys. So this is an update on the market. Going to go straight into it. But before I do, let's take a quick look at these screenshots. Yeah. So that is a little add-on I've got for Chrome, which basically flicks through Google Maps of different locations. It's a pretty cool add-on, and I'll post it in the description if you guys want to check that out. But let's talk Bitcoin. So I guess overall today the market is relatively down after that big 10-15% drop in Bitcoin. The market looks like a bloodbath at the moment. We've dropped below the 6,000 crucial support level, or the 5,700. We haven't had these lows broken since February earlier this year, so it's kind of a big factor. Markets are sitting at 51.93% Bitcoin dominance. So if we take a look, we can see that Bitcoin's dominance is sitting quite high relative to earlier this year, around May and January. So that's probably people being cautious. But having said that, in the last 2-3 months, we have seen a few altcoins run. So some people have made a bit of money trading, but for the most part, I'd imagine most of us are down. So what have I been doing? To be honest, I have been researching. So I've been just, mastering my shit coins. No, not really. I've mostly been focusing on looking at other opportunities. Not only is crypto down at the moment, but there's also property in Australia which is quite flat. 2 quarters of decline, and I think we could go further, as well as Dow Jones and Nasdaq starting to correct a little bit. So it's interesting to think that Bitcoin came out of a recession in 2008. It'll be interesting to see. It's been 10 years, and typically we see recession cycles every 7, 8, 9 years. So whether it's property in Australia, stock markets in America and Dow Jones, or cryptocurrency, it's interesting to see where things are going. I think the healthcare sector, I think some biotech companies are going to do pretty well in Australia. The Australian share market, there's a few opportunities as well. However, overall, looking at financials, you can see that banks are down. But here's the thing, right? Speaking of banks, this is what I expect for 2019. So I know that there's been a lot of focus on, the huge decline. Most people are sort of losing interest or either holding Bitcoin, but the banks are quietly creating teams dedicated to cryptocurrency and blockchain. So it'll be interesting. And I know this for a fact in Australia and with the big banks. So we'll see where that goes. I think 2019 is going to be all about institutions. We're going to see more reporting, more coverage on Bitcoin, but I don't think there's going to be that much buying, and we might have further to go. So let's take a quick look. I came across 2 opposing thoughts on Bitcoin. So first one here is, and I never really trust Cointelegraph, but this one's projecting $1,500. That's a fairly big drop from where we are at 5,500. And then we've got Tom Lee, who's reduced his estimations to 15,000 from his original, I think, 25,000. So I think that's gonna be a pretty good little thing there. So this is going to be bullish, I say. But honestly, I don't think we're going to hit 15,000 by the end of the year. But this is crypto. We'll see what happens. So how should you guys prepare? How am I preparing? What am I doing actually? I'm looking at preparing for both scenarios where we crash further, but also the opportunity where we actually turn around and hit it and we find our bottom, right? So in order for us to bounce back, I think there needs to be a bit more capitulation. We need to have a drop at higher volumes, even though the last few days have really increased volume. Compared to this time last year, we're still trading at higher volume, but overall compared to early in the year, we're at much lower volumes. So prepare for both sides. You know, what that basically means is have cash, have fiat. I've got some savings just sitting on the line. Definitely won't be buying at these levels. If I were to buy more, it's going to be much lower levels. But, you know, like most of you guys, I am definitely in some serious... This is me. This is literally me. This is me sweating right now. So, see this? This is me. So yeah, definitely watch the space, but definitely prepare for both. Even if you've lost 60, 70, 80%, it doesn't mean that you have to lose what you still have, right? So the biggest thing, most people know how to make money, but the people who remain rich or get rich are the ones who have more focused on actually controlling their losses. So that's the biggest thing, and I've learned that the hard way. So you got to prepare for both sides. What do I think will happen with Bitcoin? And do I think there's going to be a further sell-off? Yeah, I think there's going to be definitely a bigger sell-off. The narrative is going to, be around obituaries, Bitcoin being dead, and the end of, all doom and gloom. But you know what? I think Bogdanov is going to come in and set things right. So I think it's all a narrative. I think that we're going to see a bit of a bounce back. We just need to be a little bit patient, guys. So let's see where crypto market takes us. So if you're looking at the chart here, next we've just, this is, if we zoom out, we look at this, we can see that we've broken this support at 5,700, 5,900, and we're sitting currently at 5,670. So there could be a little bit of a retest at resistance at 5,800 or 6,000, and then we might see us going further down here. Next support level, is around that 5,000 level, but the next major support is here with volume at 3,300, 3,400, and then further 2,800, and then down here at 1,900. So you got to prepare for the worst. Even though if you're down 80%, there's a chance you could lose another 50% from here. So you can't have a definite mindset. I've had a lot of crypto sitting on cold storage. I've actually taken some out, and I'm considering selling a little bit as a hedge. I don't think I should be completely selling everything, but I don't think I should have so much exposure at the moment. I am down quite a bit. In other news, Bank of America paid its cryptocurrency, whatever that means. And, this is old news. Ripple overtaking Ethereum is happening over and over again. So, you know what? We need Vitalik. Your boy Vitalik. We need him to flex and regain that second position, because I've got more Ethereum than Ripple. But let's see where this goes. Hope you guys enjoyed this little video. I know haven't made too many videos. I think that this is a good opportunity to practice management, research, and learn about other investments, right? So there isn't just Bitcoin. There's real tangible sort of cash assets, businesses, skills that you can develop. You can't count on Bitcoin to bring you from rags to riches. So anyway, guys, I am gonna leave it at that and end that with a wrap. Peace.